Leavenworth Baseball on PTV is presented by June Bug Yearbook. Yearbook distribution day is tomorrow, so make sure to get yours soon before it's too late. I'm David Kemp in the booth here bringing you play-by-play. The Pioneers are on the road here in Basehor, Kansas to take on the Basehor-Linwood Bobcats. On Tuesday night, the Leavenworth Pioneers took the opener of the Tuesday-Thursday series with Pierce Gray getting the win, Carter Pro slamming the door on the Bobcats. It was a 4-0 shutout for the Pioneers. Now, Julian Simon will lead it off for Leavenworth. They're in their road grays today, powder blue numbers with the black outline, with the powder blue numbers and names on the back. Caps rendered in gray, black bill, with the red, white, and blue Leavenworth patriotic logo. Julian Simon will be leading things off today for the Pioneers. He comes into this matchup batting .268, but he is among the leaders on this team with stolen bases. He has stolen 18 bags this year. Pioneers are hoping for some of that speed out of their leadoff hitter here today. Pioneers start with the same 5 men up that they have since day one of the season. Simon, Anthony Giamalva, Frank Giamalva, Davis, and Fryman. Rounding out the order today is Carter Pro, Davin Kuntz, Aaron Phillips, and Mason Shoemaker, with Jack Dunlap, the defense only at shortstop, with Frankie Giamalva on the mound. First pitch from Zembleman, and we are underway here in Basehor, Kansas. On the mound for the Bobcats is Colin Zembleman. That one a called strike. 1 ball and 1 strike on Julian Simon. Zembleman coming home with the 1-1. Hit right back at him, ticks off the glove. Simon looking to beat out an infield single, and he will. Tapper right back to the mound was too much for Zembleman to handle, and the leadoff runner is aboard for the Pioneers. Zembleman, the younger brother of senior Steven Zembleman, who's DHing tonight, will look to get the Bobcats back in the win column. They were 10-9 going into this series, but after falling to the Pioneers, they are back at a .500 record. Pick down to first, not in time. Kid and Pooterball is behind the dish for the Bobcats. He was on the other side of that battery in the last game, taking the loss on the mound. Anthony Giamalva shows bunt, pulls it back for ball 1. Giamalva batting .290 on the year. And he loves batting where he does, in between one of the fastest runners on the team, as this one gets bunted down, sending Simon to second. Throw from the catcher will be just in time. Good throw there from Pooterball, showing a little bit of that arm he displayed on the mound in the last outing. 1 away for the Pioneers, but the sacrifice bunt getting a runner in scoring position. Frankie Giamalva, the starting pitcher on the day, will get into that right-handed batter's box. Zembleman on the mound, runner on second with 1 away. The pitch is swung onto the opposite field. That will get foul down the right field line. Frankie Giamalva, current home run leader for the Pioneers. He's also batting .386. So he doesn't just hit the ball far, he puts it in play a lot. He's got 3 bombs on the year, but is in a little bit of a drought right now, trying to break out of that here. That one misses high. Giamalva in the box, looking for his 22nd RBI on the year. Noah Davis waits on deck in a 1-1 count. Popped up, and that will get foul. That one shook the net around a little bit. The count is 1-2 on Frank Giammalva. Basehor-Linwood Bobcats here come into this matchup ranked 6th in the UKC, so that one misses high. Pioneers currently in the 4 spot. They only trail the Piper Pirates, DeSoto Wildcats, and Shawnee Heights Thunderbirds. Meanwhile, the only team separating DeSoto and Leavenworth is Topeka Seaman. Leavenworth split with Seaman and Shawnee Heights, but they'll hope to get some revenge against DeSoto and Piper, who swept them in the regular season play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another one above the head. And Zimbelman just can't find that put-away pitch. And now Noah Davis is set to bat after this pitch, unless Giammalva keeps the at-bat going with another foul ball. Zimbelman looking for the payoff. Giammalva trying to keep his composure. Gets the sign from the catcher. Coming home with it, and that one will get fouled off yet again. Noah Davis will have to wait in that batter's box for just a moment longer. Three-two, one away, runner on second. Pooter ball gives the sign. Zimbelman brings it to his glove. The payoff. Swing and a miss. 2 away now for the Pioneers. And now Noah Davis will get his chance to bat with 2 away. Number 17, one of just 2 lefties in the Pioneer order. He has been probably the biggest pure power threat on this team, as Pierce Gray will go out to run on second while Julian Simon gets the knee pads on. First offering to Noah Davis. In there for strike 1. Davis just trying to get that timing right. He has 18 ribbies on the year. Trying to chase down Frankie Giammalva for that team lead. He's currently ranked number 2. Another one in the dirt. Staying put right where he is Pierce Gray. Leavenworth comes into this one looking for their first season sweep of the Bobcats since 2024. They split last year, winning the home but dropping the away. 1-1. That one misses low, tapped about a foot or 2 in front of the plate. Davis doesn't offer on the off speed. One strikeout already in the inning. Count is 2-1 in favor of the hitter. Davis from the left side of the plate. Called strike 2 to even things up. 2-2 with 2 gone and a runner on second. Gray takes his lead. Zimbelman just focused on the batter at hand, hasn't even taken a look at him. Swung on, lined up the middle, that should score Gray. Rounding third and coming home. The throw is going to second, and caught in no man's land is Noah Davis for out number 3. Good job with some creative base running for the Pioneers, but ultimately the Bobcats get the last laugh, pegging the Pioneer third baseman in no man's land. We go to the bottom of inning number 1. Bobcats due up.
Hey, Monty. Monty. What's up, brother? All right, man. Leading off for the Bobcats, shortstop number 6, Nate.
Nate Martin to get things going for Basehor-Linwood here today. He is the starting shortstop here on senior night for the Cats, although their facilities lack the floodlights, so this one's an afternoon game, early start. Soon as school let out, actually. 3:30 first pitch, as the first pitch from the Pioneers starter is outside for ball one. Liner. Diving is Davis, but it will get by him into left field. Runner stays put at first, and Nate Martin, after going 0 for 2 on Tuesday night, has already produced more than he did in that game with a leadoff single to get things started for the Bobcats. Chase Young now with his first chance to hit. He reached on an error in the 6th on Tuesday, but also did not record a hit. Top of the lineup actually went 1 for 7, called strike on the bunt attempt. But if you're the Bobcats, I think that has got to be the single biggest reason why they dropped that first game. Just not enough production from the top of the order, those guys who are supposed to rake. No balls and 1 strike. Giamalva comes home and misses low. Frankie Giamalva keeping a close eye on that runner over there at first. He has been probably the undoubted ace of this staff. Showing bunt again, this time gets it down. Stays fair just inside the line. Giamalva makes the flip to Phillips, and his foot comes off the bag. Basehor-Linwood has runners at first and second now and nobody gone after the bunt single from Chase Young. That has got to be so deflating for a pitcher on the mound. You make your pitch, you think it's rolling foul, but it just hugs that line a little bit too far down. And by the time he finally got up and made the delivery, Aaron Phillips wasn't quite able to get the mitt to the ball in time. Steven Zimbelman watches a strike go by. The older of the Zimbelman brothers, he is a senior, part of that first 3 seniors to start this lineup before a few underclassmen get a shot as the order goes along. Giamalva dealing with some early traffic, and a line drive to the opposite field. Coming home to score is Martin. First to third goes Young, and now the Basehor-Linwood Bobcats strike first for their first run, not only of the game, but of the series. The shutout gets lost in the first inning for Frankie Giamalva, and he is still yet to record an out as runners are at the corners with nobody gone. Colin Zimbelman looking to back up his brother. Pioneers. Ace, another bunt goes down. Phillips looking to apply the tag, and evading it is Zimbelman. Another bunt single, second of the inning, drives home another Bobcat. Runners are at first and second now. It is a 2-0 ball game, and the boys in blue are struggling on those bunt attempts down the first baseline. 4 straight singles to start the day, and the Bobcats are in cruise control here. Giamalva's offense is going to have to pick them up in the next inning. Caden Pooterball, the catcher now. 2 for 3 on Tuesday night. Swing and a miss outside. Count is 0-1 on number 4 for the Bobcats. Bobcats got those green caps with the yellow Bobcat logo and a bit of an off-white top and bottom. Outside, stealing, throw from Simon. Tag applied, but it looks like it just missed the base runner. Both batters, both base runners move up on the double steal. Basehor-Linwood continuing to put pressure on Giammalva in what has been a rocky first inning, something he hasn't had to deal with too much this season. Coming into this game, he has a 0.75 ERA. He's 4-0 on the day, trying to avoid his first loss. And those 41 strikeouts sure have helped. Foul territory, tracking it down, is Shoemaker, but it will get out of play. This is a rivalry that this year the Bobcats have generally dominated. In softball, they won their two matchups 16-0 or 16-1 and 19-0 over the Pioneers. They also swept football, boys basketball, and girls basketball. But baseball's been a different story, as the Pioneers have won 2 in a row against the Bobcats. They've won they've won 4 of their last 5, trying to make it 5 of 6 here tonight. And they had the shutout in the opening part of the 2-leg series. The pitch, swing and a miss. One gone for the Bobcats. Giammalva relieved to finally get that first K on the docket. That is strikeout number 42 on the season in his 6th appearance. And that will help grow his 38% strikeout rate. He just overpowers hitters with that heater, something that he did not do particularly well through the first 4 Bobcats in the order here today. But starting to find his rhythm now as he sets down the catcher. Charlie Peak now, the first baseman, getting his cuts from the left side. First pitch missing high. One ball and no strikes. Another pitch misses high. Last thing you want to do is load the bases here in a situation where you would have Jacob Sharp due up, the senior. He hit a single in the 5th inning on Tuesday, so that would not be an ideal batter to face. 3-0 now. Frankie Giammalva just can't seem to find the zone. This is the first game of the day here in the UKC, so no other action to catch you up on yet, but we'll keep you posted as other games start to get going. Showing bunt pulling back, and he will take his base. First walk surrendered by Giammalva, and now they are loaded up for Jacob Sharp. On his senior day, getting all the pressure put on him early with this first at bat coming with the bases loaded. Giammalva trying to work out of the jam. Swung on and hit to the opposite field. Phillips gets back and will catch the pop-up. 2 away. Giammalva not wanting to use up all of his pitches here early. He's the kind of guy that likes to finish what he starts, and getting quick one-pitch outs like that is the way to do it for him. Pop-up to first has 2 down. Kenyon Kiernan now getting an opportunity. He is starting the day in right field for the Bobcats. Giammalva gets set. From the stretch, outside for ball 2. He's got nowhere to put him. Frankie Giammalva is going to have to start pounding that strike zone if he wants to get out of this inning with the damage at a minimum. Already surrendered 2 runs, both earned, after the inning started with 4 consecutive singles. Swing and a miss. 2-1 on number 28. Bobcats sporting their traditional green and gold accents on the cream tops. Under Armour apparel. Missing low is Giammalva. 3-1. Has to throw a strike in this situation with the bases juiced. Gets the sign from Simon. Called. Strike two to run the count full. 3-2 with two gone. Just looking for that put away. Check down to second, and he had Zimbelman caught, but the ball skips under the glove of Dunlap, and another Bobcat comes home to score. Pickoff play moved perfect from Frankie Giammalva, but ultimately the shortstop Dunlap, getting some playing time with the Pioneers' normal shortstop on the mound, just unable to make that pick over there to make this a 3-run ball game in favor of the home side. 3-2, the payoff. Called. Strike three sets down Kiernan. And Giammalva works out of the jam. He did surrender 3, but straining 2 runners in scoring position has got to feel like a success for the Pioneer righty. We go to inning number 2 here in Basehor, Kansas.
Sportsmanship is one of the primary purposes of educational athletics. Our student athletes recognize the judgment call by officials, coaches, and themselves made in good faith and to be respected. Spectators can support both of these teams by refraining from derogatory, demeaning comments and fierce shenanigans. We hope that you'll enjoy the game and support the students in a positive, sportsmanlike manner. The schools are coming up here on Game Time. Company. When you need plumbing, drinking, repair services, all the great at 1-800. Yes.
Gabe Fryman steps into the box, leading off the second inning from the 5 spot after Julian Simon, or Pierce Gray, the courtesy runner rather, was stranded on second in the Pioneers' first series of at-bats. Fryman, a contact first hitter. He is the only Pioneer batting above 400. Heck, he's the only Pioneer batting above 500 with a 541 average on the year. Swing and a liner to the opposite field. That'll help that stat line go up even more. Base hit to start things off with Carter Pro coming up behind him. Fryman with the opposite field base hit to get on base to start the top of the second. Carter Pro now getting his chance to hit. First pitch to Pro. Misses for ball 1. Carter Pro has made his name primarily on the mound. He's made 10 appearances this season and is the save leader, primary closer for the Pioneers with a sub-1 ERA. It feels like when he comes into the ball game, it's already over. But today, he's getting some time at the plate as he starts in right field for the Pioneers. Pro and Shoemaker have been getting a lot more time out there in the outfield ever since the Oliver Rambo season-ending hand surgery. As this pitch comes in and misses low. 2 balls and 1 strike on number 21. Davin Kuntz waits on deck. That one is low. Good stop by the backstop Pooterball to keep that one in front of him. 3-1 now on Leavenworth's right fielder. Davin Kuntz waits on deck, primarily a varsity player. but he has been getting some reps on JV to work on that catching position, as he'll have to fill Julian Simon's shoes next year as he leaves the program. Swung on and fouled off towards the softball complex. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Count runs full on Carter Pro. Runner on first, nobody gone after the Fryman leadoff single. The pitch swung on and hit to third. Getting into left field and advancing the runner is Pro, and some good sound hitting to shoot one to his strong side. Davin Kuntz will now get the chance to bat with 2 aboard and nobody gone. Back-to-back singles have the Pioneers in business. This matchup seems to favor the Pioneers as they currently hold a number 39 rating in the state of Kansas. 10th in 5A, Basehor-Linwood is 61 in Kansas and 16 in 5A. And then, of course, the conference standings is all that really matters, as this one gets ripped to the opposite field, hanging up there just long enough for the play to be made by the left fielder, Tian Bradley. Line drive, just a little bit of bad luck for the Pioneer starting designated hitter. Now Aaron Phillips will get his chance to bat. He was hit by a pitch in the last game. He is hoping to get something to hit instead of the ball doing the same to him. One away now. Aaron Phillips, the first baseman. As a Pioneer fan, you would love for Phillips or Shoemaker to, at the very least, get on base. Of course, you have Fryman waiting in scoring position to come home and chip away at that lead. But even if he can't come home, if you could have Phillips or Shoemaker load the bases, that would bring the top of the order back up here in the second. Pioneers trying to claw back at a 3-run deficit here early. The pitch misses low. Aaron Phillips looking to get it going has started the season on a bit of a slump as we enter May, batting 140 on the campaign. Getting set is Zimbelman. The pitch swung on high, chopper to first, bobbling it, but making the play is Peak. Charlie Peak retires Aaron Phillips. Each first baseman today wearing number 11. Interesting when you see 2 members of the same positional group wearing the same number. Runners advance with 2 gone. The 3 unassisted retires Phillips. And now Shoemaker gets his chance to hit. Zimbelman trying to work out of the jam. 2 in scoring position for the Pioneers starting left fielder. They got aboard after back-to-back singles, got the inning started. Same thing with the Bobcats, but then they started their streak with 4 consecutive singles that drove in 3 runs. Pioneers looking for some of that magic. Even count on Shoemaker. Younger brother of Braden Shoemaker, who's not in the lineup today, but is one of the premier pitching options on this team. Count is even on 13. Make that a 2-1 count. Zimbelman trying to escape after surrendering back-to-back singles to lead things off. The pitch Misses. And now Julian Simon is on deck as Zimbelman is one pitch away from walking the bases loaded. Called strike two. Three and two on Shoemaker. Fouled away. Pioneers trailing early, looking to fight back any way they can. Just trying to put the ball in play and hope something good happens. That's been the message all year. Called strike three on Shoemaker. And that will retire the side. Runners stranded at second and third, and the backwards K gets Zimbelman out of it. We go to bottom two.
Come on, T. Come play some Bobcats, son.
Bottom of inning number two will bring Tian Bradley to the plate in the 9 spot. Bobcats currently leading your Leavenworth Pioneers 3-0 here early. Plenty of time to get back into it, but Frankie Giamalva is going to have to make some adjustments if he wants to work deep into this one. As the first one gets called a ball, Bradley trying to get set in a 1-0 count. Pitch from Giamalva. Misses outside. Walk trouble is something he hasn't had to deal with too much this season. Coming into this game, he only surrendered 7 in his first 5 pitching appearances. But already today, finding trouble catching the strike zone. And you gotta wonder if he's starting to fatigue as the season goes on. The pitch, 4-pitch walk leads off the inning as the lineup card flips over. Nate Martin gets a chance to hit. Meeting on the mound as Thamer will go out there to try and calm down his starter. Frankie Giamalva, he really has just done a good job at limiting base runners this season. That 0.75 whip has been absolutely elite. surrendering less than one base runner an inning. But in the first two, he's already let 6 Bobcats get aboard here to start. Just every pitcher has his off days, and I think this might be one of Giammalva's. Not looking like himself out there on the mound, and hopefully Thamer is able to push the right buttons, and that was the talk he needed just to get dialed back in. Nate Martin singled and scored to lead off the ball game. He gets another opportunity at the plate. Shows bunt. Throw down from Simon is not in time. Stolen base puts a runner in scoring position, threatening to make this a 4-run ball game. The farther back you fall, the harder it is to get back into it. And the Pioneers would like to keep this deficit at a minimum. Called strike one. Wind is blowing here. 69 degrees at first pitch, though, so the breeze is helping bring the temperature down a little bit. Sun is shining as that one misses. 2-1. Dancing around there at second as that one will go back into foul territory. Simon watches it and makes the catch. Sky high pop hauled in by the Pioneer backstop, and there is one away. Chase Young now getting his opportunity. He's singled and scored as well to begin the ball game. In the 2 spot, he is your starting second baseman here today. The senior is 1 for his last 4 at-bats. Called strike one to begin the AB. Although we don't have any baseball going on just yet in the conference, we do have another early game on the softball side as the number 1 ranked St. Thomas Aquinas Saints are in town against the Basehor-Linwood Bobcats. Basehor currently leading that game 2-1. And as a Pioneer fan, as this one comes in and misses. As a Pioneer fan, I kind of hope that Basehor can win that game. And due to St. Thomas, what they did to us a couple of days ago, just remove the sting a little bit. If they could do it to the Pioneers, then hopefully they can do it to the number 1 team in the state. Basehor-Linwood number 2, so that is a high-profile matchup for Bobcats fans and just softball fans in general. We do have a couple of other games that are almost getting started in the area. DeSoto will be playing Spring Hill here pretty soon, with Shawnee Heights and Blue Valley due up as well. Lansing scheduled to play Bonner Springs tonight. So some good activity here on a Thursday night. Count is 2-1 with Giammalva on the mound. Pick on down to second. Not in time. Thankfully, Dunlap was able to get the glove on that one. Three nothing ball game. Missing high. And now Giammalva in what has turned into a much longer at bat with all the checks down to second. Giammalva is 1 ball away from walking with 1 out. This one gets fouled away. And now the count is full on the senior second baseman. 3-2. He's got that, what looks like a crayon bat, from the right side of the plate. The pitch popped up foul, and we'll do it again. Nearly got over the net. It hit the very top of the pole, holding the netting together. 3-2, runner in scoring position for Basehor-Linwood High School. Giamalva coming home with it finally, and this one again gets popped up. Over towards the concession stands. 3-2 after back-to-back foul balls. Keep this at bat alive. Giamalva getting ready to deliver the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Young steps back in, staring down the Pioneers' redhead. Pitch. Swung on, Dunlap fielding at short. Throw on to first with plenty of time. And now 2 are gone. And that will bring up Steven Zimbelman to the plate. He singled and got an RBI. Stole second and scored on the error in his first at-bat. So he pretty much did it all in the first inning. He was the one who got the Bobcats on the scoreboard and was the last one to come home in that inning to make it 3-0. Giamalva coming home. And he will miss outside. Swing and a miss. Bobcats are in a little bit of an alternating streak. They have alternated wins and losses for their last 5 games. Trying to continue that streak here today. As Giamalva comes home. Strike 2 swinging. They lost to Olathe North before beating St. James, lost to Ottawa, beat Blue Valley Southwest, and then lost to the Pioneers. And if they win today, that would continue their loss-win, loss-win, loss-win streak. Called strike 3 will retire the side. Frankie Giamalva surrenders the leadoff walk, but nothing comes out of it for the Bobcats. We go to the top of the third. Leavenworth trailing 3-0. Julian Simon now leading off the inning as the lineup card flips over. Pioneers got 4 base hits in the first trip through. but nobody came across to score as they find themselves in a 3-0 deficit. Simon was one of those Pioneers who got aboard with a single in his first AB. Zimbelman working an 0-1 count. This one ripped on a line out to center. Camping under it and making the catch without any problems is Tien Bradley, starting in center today. Defensive alignment for the Bobcats. The battery featuring Zimbelman and Pooterball, with around the diamond being Charlie Peak at first, Chase Young at second, Nate Martin at short, with the third baseman being Sam Porterfield. From left to right, Jacob Sharp, Tien Bradley in center, with Canyon Kiernan in right field here today. 1-0. High fastball to Anthony Giammalva. Good to see Julian swinging the bat a little bit better, as he did record an out but made hard contact to lead off. Swing and a miss from Giammalva finally brings the bat off of his shoulder in this AB. Count runs to 2-1 on today's starting second baseman. Getting a little bit of a unique challenge with Jack Dunlap being the other end of that double play combination. He's used to having his brother, the senior, Frankie Giammalva, out there at short with him. And they have a lot of chemistry playing in the backyard for 10 plus years. 2-2. Even fastball misses outside, and the count runs full on 24. Missing low, and the 1-out walk puts Anthony Giammalva aboard for Frankie Giammalva to try and bring him in. That's the first walk of the day for Zimbelman. He's done a good job at pounding the zone so far. Even in that at-bat, Anthony had to lay off some tough pitches as the count ran full. Noah Davis waits on deck as Frankie Giammalva just tries to keep the inning alive. He'd like to put the ball in play anywhere but shortstop or second, as a double play would prevent the Pioneers' strongest power threat from getting his chance to bat. Frankie Giammalva is not a bad power threat himself, as he's gone yard 3 times this year and is one of a few Pioneers batting over 300. Another one missing low. Comes into the game batting 386, along with Oliver Rambo and Gabe Fryman, which I guess at this point just Gabe Fryman as the Pioneers batting above 300, as Oliver Rambo's out for the season with hand surgery. Swing and a miss. Giammalva goes, throw down to second, not in time. Pioneers have a man in scoring position. And an update over there on the softball field. Looks like the Bobcats just went yard. That will extend their lead. Technical difficulties. What? Camera back to working now as Noah Davis is in the box after Frankie Giammalva retired. Apologies for the brief lack of video. Two are gone now. Part of the order for the Pioneers has struggled to get going so far, as the top four hitters in the order are just 2 for 7 so far. Pitch is high. That softball game after the solo shot, it is 3-1 as the Bobcats lead the number 1 team in the state, 5A. Basehor-Linwood leading St. Thomas Aquinas 3-1. Over on the baseball field, Zimbelman, keeping a close eye on the runner at second, comes home and misses high to make it 3-0. Davis trying to keep the inning alive. And even if he can't drive home Giammalva over there at second, the man standing in the on-deck circle very well might, as he currently hosts the highest batting average on the team, batting over 500. Ball 4 puts Davis aboard. Runners at first and second. Runners on first and second after a 2-walk inning has plagued Zimbelman. And now Gabe Fryman coming into the day with a 541 batting average. Has already extended that a little bit after his leadoff single in the second. Bottom half of the order couldn't drive him in, though. This is exactly where Coach Bodie likes putting him, though. Having him in the 5 spot, able to drive in some runners ahead of him. He is a base hit machine. First offering from Zimbelman from the stretch. Swung on and hit down the left field line. That will get down a fair ball. Coming around third to score is Anthony Giammalva. Noah Davis coming home. The relay. Not in time. Noah Davis coming home to score as the Pioneers make it a 1-run game on the Gabe Fryman 2 RBI triple. Excellent job just lacing that one down the left field line. Bobcats have had no response on the day to his absolute consistency at the plate. Now the tying run sits just 90 feet away for Carter Pro. Looking to channel that clutch gene once again. The pitch swung on and popped sky high over into the grass here behind the bleachers. So 2 score on the Fryman triple. Carter Pro at the dish with Davin Kuntz waiting on deck. The 0-1 swung on and hit out to third on a line. Out number 3 recorded as Porterfield, the defensive only option for the Bobcats, spears it on a line. But the Pioneers slice into the Bobcat lead, making this a 1-run ball game. 3-2 as we go to the bottom of the third.
We hope you're having a wonderful time while we play some great music on Game Time. Welcome to Basehor-Linwood High School, home of the Bobcat Way. All fans should realize that by their attendance at this game, they become participants, and the schools are ultimately responsible for all participants. More music is coming up here on Game Time. Tee your taste buds up for a treat at the Nest Bar and Grill. From shareable appetizers and crisp salads to flavorful sandwiches and hearty burgers, the Nest specializes in menu items the whole family will love. The Nest Bar and Grill on Clubhouse Drive in Basehor. Welcome to Basehor-Linwood. Cat Way.
Colin Zimmelman now watches a fastball up and in. Probably saw his life flash behind his eyes there as Giammalva brings the heat for strike one or for ball one. 1-0 on Zimmelman as he had to lunge out of the way. 1-1 as Giammalva comes back to even the count. '23 coming home with it once again. Fly ball out to center. Should be a routine play. And it is. Good catch there by Fryman, ranging to his right and catching it about chest high. One away. Ball steps up to the dish. He struck out in his first plate appearance. Ball on the mound on Tuesday. He took the loss, but has switched sides of the battery as he is catching here today. Pitch from Giammalva. Called for a strike. Pitch. Swung on and hit into the net. Giammalva on the hill, looking to put him away in just 3 pitches. That is not the pitch to get it done on. JV buses showing up for the Pioneers. That game will be live as that one is swung on and missed. I was just saying y'all are playing next. I mean, I could maybe we'll see. Charlie Ball gets sent down via the strikeout for the second time in a row. Charlie Peak now getting his chance to hack at it. It's his first at bat, but he did walk in his first plate appearance. Number 11 on the left side of the plate. 2-0 to 1-1. Swing and a high pop up down the third baseline. That one will get out of play just beyond the Bobcats' bullpen. Bonner Springs and Lansing have gotten underway for some afternoon baseball. Lions currently leading 4-0 over the Braves. Pitch from Giammalva is outside. And then on the softball field, score remains 3-1. That game is moving right along as they are already into the 4th inning. Pitch from Giammalva. Misses high for ball 4. As the 2-out walk gives some life to Basehor-Linwood. Jacob Sharp now. Pitch misses low for ball 1. Giammalva has already walked 3 today. Only 7 walks all season before this game. And again, he just doesn't seem to have his best stuff, but even his B tier pitches are still enough to overpower many teams. Bobcats are one of those squads you got to take seriously, though. Last season, the Pioneers took the home game, but lost at Basehor-Linwood, trying to avoid the same fate here. Pitch from Giamalvo. Missing low. Taking his lead over there at first is Peak, who walked in each of his 2 plate appearances. Ball 4 puts Jacob Sharp aboard, and Thamer will trot back out there to give another talking to Frankie Giamalvo. Back-to-back walks inspires the Pioneer pitching coach to go out there and have a chat as Bodie delivers some more baseballs to Blue. We will take a break. We are back here in Baser. We are back here in Baser, Kansas, as the Pioneers still playing a close game, but struggling to get ahead. 3-2 lead for the Cats. Pioneers just trying to fight and claw their way back into this one. Pitch from Giamalva, missing low. Runners at first and second. 2 gone. And after Giamalva was 1 out away from retiring the side in order, back-to-back walks has given him a little bit of trouble. Another ball outside. Umpire squeezing the zone. Pitch. Misses low for ball 3. And while you'd hope for a mound visit to come into effect pretty quickly, the truth of the matter is that while Thamer may have given him some wise words of advice, the current situation is that he just isn't finding that zone, isn't finding that location with his fastball. And when the fastball isn't working, it's hard to work in your off-speed stuff. Count is 3-1. Simon going out there to have a chat. We'll be right back. Three and one now. The pitch from Giamalva. Misses for ball 4. Now they are loaded up for center fielder Tian Bradley. AB. Pitch called. Strike one. Giammalva gets things started right where he wants it. Pitch hits him to bring in a run for the Bobcats. Bases remain loaded as the lineup card flips back over. And Giammalva not in a great situation right now. Runners at every base for the Cats, while the Pioneers were the side that reached for first last time. Now the Bobcats have that run total here today after getting shut out. 4 consecutive Bobcats reached, none of them recording hits. All 4 reached via the free pass. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And now Frankie Giammalva is working to right some of those wrongs. The pitch just misses. Giammalva now. The 1-2 offering. Hit right back up the middle. Not able to get to it in time as Dunlap. Another comes home for the Bobcats. Relay is not in time. 2 more come across. Runners at first and second in a 6-2 ball game. That is quickly starting to get out of hands. Bodie now taking the trip to the mound. And this could do it for Giammalva's day. Tough conversation going on for the Leavenworth starter. And he will hand the ball over to his head coach. Jack Dunlap trots into the dugout as Frankie Giammalva will remain in the game at shortstop. And now the middle reliever, Braden Shoemaker, will get a chance to pitch. Runners at first and second. He is yet to allow an earned run yet this season in 8 1/3 innings pitched. Although Basehor-Linwood is the second highest ranked team that he has had to face behind Justice Soto. We'll take a quick break and we'll be right back with the new pitcher on the mound. Braden Shoemaker on the hill trying to clean up after Giammalva. 3 runs have come across to score so far in this frame. Pioneers were starting to work their way back into this ball game. They're trailing 3-0 early. That one misses low. They clawed back and got 2 runs in the top of the third. courtesy of Anthony Giammalva and Noah Davis walking and coming home to score on the Gabe Fryman triple. But Basehor-Linwood has fired back and more. Strike one called. Pioneer righty working out of the jam. Check down to second. And coming home with it. Swung on and hit out to Giammalva. Gets it on the backhand. Throw on to first is not in time. Coming home to score is Bradley. Martin moves up to second. It is a 7-2 Bobcat lead. It's the kind of play where if you're on your back foot, you kind of just got to eat it. Make sure that that runner does not score at all costs. And that runner is charged to Frankie Giammalva as Shoemaker lets the inherited runner score. Pop up back into the net. This game but not over by any means. But it is starting to get out of hand pretty quick. The pitch is high, and both runners advance on the wild pitch. Runners at second and third. The Bobcats are yet to record an extra base hit in this game. All their runs have come courtesy of 6 singles, 6 walks, and a hit by pitch. Or 5 walks and a hit by pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 2, and Shoemaker is 1 out away from getting out of it. All 7 earned runs have been charged to Giammalva. An 8th waits on third, but Braden Shoemaker does own the base runner on second after the infield single. The pitch is low to make things even. The 2-2 from 29. Swung on and popped up. Should be an easy play out there for Frankie. He will catch it about neck high, and that will retire the side. Bobcats strike for 4, and that will do it for Giammalva. 3 innings, 7 earned runs, by far his worst outing of the season. Kuntz, Phillips, and Shoemaker, 7, 8, 9 in the order, will try and fight back as we go to the 4th. Davin Kuntz gets us started here today in the 4th. We've got a couple players on the JV squad here on the hot mic for some interviews as we watch this current varsity team. We have the future of the Pioneers here with us. That one is a called strike. You'll recognize Brendan Spalding. He's done some games with me. We've also got Sam Navarro and Brendan
What's up, brother?
on the mic. Fryman at the plate, or Kuntz at the plate. Hard liner in
Yes,
the right
Devin.
field. Devin Kuntz gets aboard. All right, what positions do y'all play?
I play center. Sam plays short and second, and Brendan plays third and left, as well as Navarro. David, what do you think about this game so far? Just how the Pioneers are hitting the ball.
I think the Pioneers have done a good job of putting the ball in play, as Aaron Phillips does just that, but right up the middle, double play will retire Phillips and Kuntz. As that contact, Brennan, you might have jinxed us there. So, Sam on the mic now, or Brendan Roberts on the mic now. Tell me a little bit of your experience playing JV.
What? A little bit about your experience playing JV. You already asked you.
All right, since Brendan is too shy. So far playing JV, even though I haven't been there for half of it, has been a lot of fun, and it's just been a fun time to play with all my friends. Especially yesterday, since we kind of just got to mess around in the doubleheader.
1 ball and 1 strike on Mason Shoemaker. Yeah, Brennan, you were out for the first half of the season going and winning a national championship for the Leavenworth Raider team. Swing and a miss from Shoemaker makes it 1-2. Sam and Brendan Roberts, though, have been on this team the entire year. Out of you three, who do you think is the most likely to play varsity next year? Anyone gonna speak up? Anyone gonna speak up?
I think since I'm leaving, that both of them are gonna be swing players.
Quitting.
So Sam Vineyard or Navarro, because Brendan Roberts just stated that he was quitting.
Okay, that's not what we want to hear in a live interview. But what?
Brendan Roberts is a long snapper for Leavenworth varsity team, though.
He's gonna get offers, so at least he's going to do good things.
High fastball to Shoemaker runs the count full. Tell me a little bit about your experience as the long snapper. I mean, this year going 9-2, best season in Pioneer history. What was it like being in that bus every single day?
Good.
Shoemaker gets aboard on the 2-out walk. Runner on first now with 2 gone.
That's not catcher. Remember
Nobody thinks you're an NFL player.
Catcher Julian Simon now.
Nobody thinks you're an NFL player.
I know.
You're a freshman in high school.
I mean, David, I definitely think that we got to get the bats rolling right here. You got Mason on the walk, so some speed on the bases, and Julian is right behind him. I think that if we can get a Gabe Fryman liner down the left field line or the right field line, or just put the ball in play and get on base, then
Yeah, I think the mentality just needs to be next man up, as that one's a called strike.
yeah.
You don't want to go into these matchups when you're down by 5 runs and try to get all of them back at once. Just chip away at that deficit.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that even though there were some unfortunate
Chopper to third. Simon beating out the infield single. Good job by Simon hustling down the line. And now, like we were talking about, Brennan, that next man up mentality. The 2-out walk and single brings up Anthony Giammalva to the plate. He walked and scored in his last plate appearance.
I mean, Anthony, Frankie, and then Noah is definitely the next 3, and then Gabe Fryman is definitely the next 3 and 4 who I would have up if it was life or death situation. They just find ways to put the ball in play.
Pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 on Anthony Giammalva.
No, he literally said he worked. No, he literally said he.
Frankie waits on deck. And missing low to make it 1-1. Now, Brennan, of course, is moving out to Virginia, Army kid. And then Brendan focusing on his football career. Sam Vineyard, you sticking around next year?
I am sticking around next year.
All right, tell me a little bit of what you see from the underclassmen on this team. Who are you looking forward to playing with next year?
I'm looking forward to playing with just one name, Anthony Giammalva. He is a beast on the football field.
Anthony Giammalva on the football field and the baseball diamonds. He's probably the best. Well,
Kick returner in the league.
yeah, he can tear down that line in the blink of an eye. Runner at second. Count is 2-2 on his brother. Anthony Giammalva also a quarterback rising up in the system. Swing and a miss as the runners attempted to steal, but the strike 3 call sends Giammalva down. We go to the fourth. Thank you guys for being in the mic with me.
Bye-bye.
Gabe Fryman now on the mound for the Pioneers. Coming in for Shoemaker, who was able to retire the side after Giammalva allowed one too many base runners for Bodie's liking. First pitch outside for a ball. Fryman in his previous 4 outings has a perfect 0 ERA, yet to allow an earned run all year. As that one misses outside. Against opposing batters, he's allowed a 200 batting average against, much lower than his personal over 500 clip. 2-0. Swung on, hit hard just outside the third base bag. Bobcats got 3 in the first, 4 in the third. Really breaking out of that slump they were in on Tuesday night when they got shut out on the road. Fryman coming home and missing low. 3-1 on the starting pitcher who led off the last inning. But en route to scoring those 4 runs, Basehor-Linwood batted around. Ball 4 puts Colin Zimbelman on base. And already in the 4th inning, with the Pioneers only putting up 2, and Basehor-Linwood showing no signs of slowing down, this ugly game could get uglier fast. Leavenworth running out of time to come back into it. Runner on first, nobody gone. Fryman coming home. Seven to 2 Bobcats is the score on this early afternoon start time. Temperature continues to rise, but the wind isn't slowing down, so still feels a little bit chilly here. Bunt pulled back for ball 2. Fryman losing his hat yet again. That's something that's kind of become a signature for him this year, as that one is constantly falling off his head when he's on the mound. 2-0 from the lefty. Misses high. 3-0 to Pooter Ball. Gave Fryman the first look that the Bobcats have had at a left-handed pitcher. They've had no issue seeing that ball out of his hand so far, as another one will go low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks, but runners on first and second with nobody gone. Pioneers' typical double play combination, Frankie and Anthony Giamalva out there. Charlie Peak now getting his chance to hit from the left side. Hopefully a double play candidate. Pooterball at first. Zimbelman at second. Bunted. Phillips throws, Giamalva covering, and each runner moves up a base, but the Pioneers do get the first out of the inning. 1 away now after the sacrifice. Jacob Sharp, 0 for 1 on the day, but he walked in his last plate appearance. Pitch. Bunted. Phillips. He flips it to Simon, but it goes way above his head, leaping just to bring it down, but the tag was way late. 8-2 Bobcats, as there are runners at the corners and just one gone. JV headed out to get their warm-ups done. Fun talking to those guys. A lot to be optimistic about in the future of Pioneer baseball. Pitch. Misses for a ball. And now would be a great time to get a double play ball, as Fryman is in some trouble here. Called strike. Simon throws it into center field. Another runner comes home to score for the Bobcats. 9-2, and Basehor-Linwood is pouring it on. This feels a little bit more typical for the green and gold. Too many times this year as a Pioneer fan, I've come out to the football field, basketball arena, ballpark, and been disappointed by the Bobcats' ability to just shine their brightest when they play against our boys. Leavenworth got the best of them on Tuesday night, but right now Basehor-Linwood has flipped the script. It has been all Bobcats here today. The error on the steal. Runner on second now. After Pooterball came home to score. Bobcats got their 9 runs via 3 in the first, 4 in the third, and 2 and counting so far in the fourth. A little bit more competitive on the softball field. Bobcats lead 6-3 over there. In Lansing, they currently hold a 10-3 lead over the Bonner Springs Braves. Those are your scores from around the UKC. Missing low is Fryman. 3-1 now on the starting right fielder for the Cats. The lefty from the stretch. Chopped out to short. Giamalva throws to first, and another error out there at short. Makes it a 10-run ball game for Basehor-Linwood. The hits just keep coming. Going second to home is Sharp on the error. And Kiernan is aboard. Throw in the dirt. Those are the kind of balls that Phillips can pick, but on that attempt, he just came up empty. Fryman just looking for anything positive. Another one in the dirt. 3 runs have come across so far. Tap in on the plate. Bradley in the 9 spot. Looking to flip the lineup card over. Anything but a double play would do just that. Nate Martin, who has singled twice already, waits on deck. The pitch. High for ball 2. Was not expecting to have to talk about this when we came to the ballpark after the Pioneers were in complete control on Tuesday. But the run rule scenarios, if the Bobcats hold a 10 runs or greater lead after inning number 5, I believe the game would end. If they could get to 15 right here, the game would end instantly. We're currently in the bottom of the 4th. Basehor-Linwood ahead 10-2. They have been bullying the Pioneer defense all day. Throw down to second from Simon will go into the outfield grass. Staying put is Kiernan with the successful stolen base. Tian Bradley at the dish. High for ball 4. He has reached base in all 3 plate appearances, but is yet to record a hit. Reached in the second on a walk, third on a hit by pitch, and then walks again to put runners at first and second. Bodie headed out to the mound, and it appears that Gabe Fryman may have thrown his last pitch. Handing the ball back to Bodie. We will take a quick break as the Pioneers make the call to the bullpen.
Should realize that by their attendance at this game, ultimately responsible for more music is coming here on Game Time. The Basic Store of Basehor is independently owned and operating retail and compound located in Basehor on Pioneers Drive at the opposite corner of the roundabout State Bank. We accept all major insurance and we offer excellent customer service. We have a convenient drive-thru and offer free delivery service Monday through Friday. We also provide personalized compounding to meet our customers' specific needs. We love supporting the community that supports us. Come check us out today. You won't be disappointed. Now put you for Mason Shoemaker.
Mason Shoemaker on the hill for the Pioneers as Fryman is in left. Pierce Gray moves out to center and Carter Pro occupies right. Missing low is Shoemaker. First time that he and his brother have both pitched in the same game. Something you grow up dreaming about, although I don't think this is the circumstances they were hoping for. Pioneers trail by 8. 2-0 on Nate Martin batting out of the first spot in the order. Shoemaker kicks and comes home with it. Outside for ball 3. And just like his brother Braden and Frankie Giamalva and Gabe Fryman, this entire pitching staff has just struggled to find that zone here today. And that was what made Pierce so successful against this lineup. He made him put the ball in play and his defense backed him up. Ball 4 will juice the bases for Chase Young. He's singled twice already. Nowhere to put him. Shoemaker's going to have to throw strikes here or surrender the automatic run. Shoemaker pitching from the stretch, misses high for ball 1. He's thrown 5 consecutive balls to start his appearance out of the bullpen. 1-1. Kiernan dances around at first. Bradley occupies second. Nate Martin, Kiernan is at third with Bradley on second and Martin on first. Kiernan and Bradley. Oh, just Kiernan comes home to score as Bradley gets pegged down on the throw from center. What a relay. 11 runs on the board now for the Bobcats, but the Pioneers still playing with some hustle, even with the score getting out of hand. 2 gone now. Runners at first and second after the single. Zimbelman now at the plate. This is his fourth consecutive inning of batting. The lineup card just keeps on turning over and over. Swung on, pop fly. This should retire the side, and it will. Anthony Giamalva records the out, but the Bobcats send 4 more across. 11-0 baser.
Frank Giamala.
Frank Giamalva steps up to the dish. 0 for 2 today. Pioneers trailing 11-2 as we enter the 5th. Much different feeling than Tuesday night's affair where they beat these same Bobcats 4-0. The pitch misses for ball 2. While the baser bats have exploded, you also got to give credit to the pitching staff as Colin Zimbelman, as that one gets hit all the way to the fence. Frankie Giamalva pulls into second with a stand-up double to lead off the inning. I was about to say that Zimbelman has done his job perfectly, but Frankie Giamalva proves that these bats still have a pretty good look at this arm. Runner on second now as Noah Davis steps up to the plate. He's 1 for 1, singled to lead off, or hitting cleanup in the first. He did walk in the third as well. Runner on second. First offering to Davis. Big swing. Comes up empty. 0-1. Fryman waits on deck. He is the lone pioneer with any RBIs today, with his 2 RBI triple in the third. Would love to get some more base runners for him to get some more ribbies here. Pitch. Watches it pass. Outside to even the count at 1-1. Pitch. In the dirt. Tossed back to Zimbelman on the mound. It's his brother's senior night, but Zimbelman giving the Bobcat fans some reassurance that this program isn't going downhill anytime soon, as the younger of the Zimbelman brothers has absolutely dominated this lineup today. Pitch is swung on and hit to the opposite field. Back at the track, and it is at the fence, almost hit it out. Frankie Giamalva had to wait a second to make sure that it fell, but he comes across to score. Runner comes home for the Pioneers to make it 11-3. 8 runs left to go, but you got to chip away just one at a time, and that is a good way to keep the Pioneers in this one. Back-to-back doubles start the frame, and now Gabe Fryman, who tripled in his last AB, is getting his chance to hit. Pitch to Fryman. Misses high. One and 0 on number 9. Most productive hitter for the Pioneers this year. This one gets chopped right back to the mound. Thought about firing to third, but the sacrifice will work as the toss goes to first instead. Carter Pro getting a chance to hit after the chopper. Most of this hometown crowd is shifted over to the softball field. That game is probably the most high-profile softball matchup in the state tonight. Pitch. Called strike on Pro. Oh and 1 now. Davis just 90 feet away. The fourth runner to score of this ball game, and he will come home. Taking it to first himself is Zimbelman. 2 gone, but Noah Davis comes across the plate to make this an 11-4 game. Base is empty now for Davin Koontz. Rocking number 5 today for the Pioneers. First pitch to Koontz. He's 1 for 2 on the day from the windup. Misses outside. Pioneers still battling to keep themselves in this one. Felt competitive early, but Giamalva struggling to get out of the third inning. And the bullpen, especially the middle part of the bullpen for the Pioneers, before you get into that back end with Carter Pro coming on the mound, it's a little bit of a slog, and it's shown so far today. Swung on and hit into the neighborhood out there beyond the third baseline. Hopefully that doesn't break any windows. 2-1 to the designated hitter. High fastball. 3-1 on Koontz. Inside, ball 4. And now Aaron Phillips, who grounded into a double play in his last at-bat, has a runner aboard to do some damage. Headed out there to the mound is the head coach, Zach Livingston. Bobcats make the call to the bullpen. 4 innings, or 4 2/3 innings pitched. 4 runs surrendered, with Koontz being Zimbelman's responsibility. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the Pioneer first baseman, Aaron Phillips, to come up to bat.
We hope you're having a good time listening to some great music here on Game Time. Remember, Bobcat fans, student athletes represent their team. Teachers, I hope pitching for the Bobcats, number 3. Elliott. It's still with H.
Aaron Phillips, the first batter. Talon Elliott will have the task of facing. Number 3 on the mound. Pitcher only option, as he did not start the game in the field, so this is our first look at him overall. Coming into this game with a comfortable lead. Pioneers trying to do whatever they can to reduce that. Liner to second on the ground. Throw will beat Phillips by just a couple steps, and that will retire the Pioneers. Not before they send 2 home. As we go to the bottom of the 5th, Bobcats have a chance to end this game early. Pioneers hoping to play some more baseball, though, if the pitching can hold up. Through their starting 9 in the 3rd and 4th inning, scoring 4 runs in each of those. Before this little stretch started, with Zimbelman leading off, the Bobcats were only leading 3-2. Since then, they struck for 8. Safe to say that Zimbelman is the spark plug for this offense. That one misses high. Is low. On today's starting pitcher. Currently in line for the win, more than enough run support. Year with that 13-8 record, but clearly the organizers knew what they were doing, as the Bobcats have had no issue pulling ahead as they celebrate their seniors today. Pitch from Shoemaker. Swung on a line. Diving stop by Giamalva. Good job just keeping it in front of him. But the base hit will put Pooterball aboard. Charlie Peak can have a hard time following up that at bat as he ripped it on a line. One of the hardest hit balls of the night. Giammalva having to lay out, even though it was only about 2 steps to his right. Pinch runner for the catcher. Ball will trot back to the dugouts. Charlie Peak. First pitch to Peak. Called for a strike. Runner at first. The 0-1 offering. Check down to first. Not in time. So Leavenworth will not get, if this score stands, not in line to get their first series sweep against Basehor since 2024. Bobcats overall in the major boys sports 4-5. Have won 4 of 5 against the Pioneers this year, sweeping football and basketball, but dropping the opener in Leavenworth on the baseball diamond, but are trending towards a 5th win. Shoemaker keeping a close eye on the runner at first. He comes home with it. Throw down to second on the steal. Got him by a mile. Giammalva applies the tag. And now there are 2 down. Three and 1 on Peak, the first baseman. Shoemaker looking to face the minimum here. Swung on and foul just outside the chalk. Swung on and hit foul. Full count offering. Fouled off towards the housing. We'll do it again. The payoff. Inside for ball 4. And the 2-out walk will keep the inning alive for the Cats. Jacob Sharp now getting a chance to hit. Reached base in 2 of his 3 plate appearances so far. Came home to score in the 3rd and the 4th. Ball outside. Fouled off. Shoemaker in 4 appearances on the season. This is his 5th. The 0-1. Outside. 1-1 with a runner on first. It has been all Bobcats here today. They scored 3 in the first off of Giammalva before the Pioneers struck back for 2 in top of the 3rd. Started to look like he was settling in as he began the bottom half of the 3rd. by inducing a pop fly and a strikeout, just one out away from retiring the side. But 3 consecutive walks, a hit by pitch, and back-to-back singles sent 4 across for the Bobcats. They've put up a total of 11 today, and right now it looks like Frankie Giammalva is about to get pegged with a loss. 11-4 ball game in the bottom of inning number 5. Inside, and that one hit him. Runner advances, and now they are at first and second after the hit by pitch. Pioneers, this entire staff has struggled with control here today, and that one's got to sting a little bit. Tyler Austin getting a chance to bat, pinch hitting. And it looks like Baser is sending in a few of their flex players to try and work through here. 2 gone. Basehor-Linwood softball team improves to 19-1 as that game has concluded. Second half of the doubleheader will be coming up here pretty soon, but they took down the St. Thomas Aquinas Saints 7-4 in a thriller over there. Pioneers have given the baseball team about as much luck as the softball team has had, as they are in cruise control 11-4. Baser in front. The 1-0 offering. Fouled back right into the mask of the umpire. Hope he's okay out there. That one's got to hurt as he took one right to the chin. And Simon will walk the ball out to Shoemaker just to give him a little bit more time. Simon having a bit of a chat with him over there, just making sure everyone's okay. Those are the kind of foul tips that you'd like your backstop to catch, but it kind of got tipped right over his mask, and those are hard to get to on a dime. 1-1 fastball misses outside. 2-1 on 27 in the Bobcat jersey. The pitch. Swung on a line out to short. Giammalva with a leaping snow cone catch spears it for the out. We go to the top of inning number 6. Bobcats in front.
Wait to the next hitter. Hey, starts to get to the next hitter. Number 13, Mason Shoemaker.
Mason Shoemaker pitched the first scoreless inning we've seen for a while for the Pioneers in the bottom of the 5th, and now he is at the plate trying not to go scoreless. He started the day in left field, struck out to center, but caught on a leaping grab by starting shortstop Nate Martin. 1 away. as Frankie and Nate exchange web gems. Frankie Giamalva spearing a line drive to end the last frame. And then in the top half of the sixth, Nate Martin returns the favor to Frankie's pitcher. Now batting for the Pioneers is Julian Simon. He's 2 for 3 on the day. Both of those hits being singles. The pitch, swing and a miss. I think my favorite stat about this game is the fact that the Pioneers have 3 extra base hits, 2 doubles and a triple, compared to the Bobcats just not having any. But as they just hit single after single after single after single, they have been rotating around the diamond like a carousel. It just feels like every single Bobcat hitter is able to put the ball in play or have a good enough eye to hold back, as that one will get foul. And the result has been clear. The Bobcats have been in full control so far. Pioneers did show signs of life in the top of the fifth, sending 2 across to score. Next pitch from Talon Elliott, the reliever. Popped up our way, and that one will get over towards the concession stand. Thankfully, didn't hurt anyone. That one could have been bad. Elliott, the righty on the hill. From the windup, swing and a miss. He sends down Simon. That's his first time getting punched out on the day. There is 2 gone in the inning. Anthony Giamalva, 0 for 2 so far. Walked and scored in the third. Offering from Elliott. Hit on a line out to short, and that one will die in the glove of Martin. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Pioneers trail 11 to 4.
Nowhere in at pitcher. Pierce to third base. Oh, wait. Gabe moves to center. Mace moves back to left. Carter isn't right. Alright. You got everything?
pitcher for the Pioneers. Number 17, Noah Davis. Coming to pitch for Bobcats, 24, Cam Bradley.
Noah Davis on the pitch, started the day at third. He is on the mound now for the Pioneers, and he delivers a first pitch ball. The pitch, swing and a miss. Blows one right by him. Story of the ball game has been the strike zone, I would say, as another one gets back and drills the umpire. He has definitely gotten worth his pay here today, as he has taken several hits to the face. That time the mask came all the way off. As we'll take another quick break. Bodie headed out there to check on him, make sure everything's okay. (11-4) ball game. JV on both sides warming up. Pioneers get one more chance to hit. If they could string together 8 runs, then this game would go our way. But so far, the Basehor-Linwood pitching staff has had more than enough run support to keep themselves in front. 1-2 now. Back in the box is Bradley. The pitch inside for ball 2. Pitch swung on and hit sharply on a line out to left and foul. 2-2, staying alive. Just getting the bat to the ball. And Pioneers, I will say the top of the order did look encouraging today. Gabe Fryman would be your Pioneer Pete player of the day if we were to hand that out to someone in a Leavenworth jersey, as he singled and tripled, bringing home 2. As that one misses low for ball 3. But the bottom half of the order has seemed like a black hole for the Pioneers. Kuntz through Shoemaker have combined for a double play and just 1 base hit on the day. Combined, they've only gone 1 for 7. And so, when the bottom of the order isn't producing at an elite level, and when the pitching staff is struggling to get guys out, as we see another base runner reach, games can get out of hand quickly. 4 runs was enough for the Pioneers to take down the Bobcats last week, or Tuesday night, 2 nights ago. But the pitching was a very different story, as Pierce Gray showed his prowess as potentially the ace of the staff in that game. This team, though, although they haven't looked great tonight, is definitely a squad that could go deep in the playoffs, as it feels like every single team they faced this year, as that one gets sent out to center field, and that one will one-hop the fence. Fryman sending it in. Coming around third to score is Bradley. He is in without a throw. Standing up and coming home to score is T.N. Bradley. It is a 12-2 Basehor-Linwood lead, as the runs just keep pouring on. Martin waits on second. Young trying to bring him in. Pioneers should get one more chance to bat in this game, but technically we have played through the 5-inning requirement, and so Chase Young does represent the winning run as far as the mercy rule is concerned. The 0-2 offering. Long look at second. He comes home. Swing and a miss. Noah Davis bearing down and just trying to finish the game out strong for this staff. Steven Zimbelman, the senior, 1 for 4 on the day. He singled and came home to score in the first. One of many Bobcats to do that tonight. First offering from Davis. Swing and a miss. Runner on second taking his lead. Martin has reached base 4 times today and played outstanding defense over there at short. Hardest position in the game, and he has managed it and made it look easy too, robbing several hits from the Pioneers. Bottom 6 with the runner on second and 1 gone. Davis gets set. Bats left, throws right. The high kick coming home from the stretch. Had him looking silly there on the drop third strike. Went right through it. Back-to-back Ks for Noah Davis. Brings up Colin Zimbelman to the plate. Started the day off on the mound. He is in line for the win there. Plenty of runs come across to give him the advantage. 2 gone. Zimbelman stepping out of the box to get a few more practice cuts in before getting the first offering from Davis. Check down to second. He'll come home. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Back-to-back strikeouts for Davis. Looking for a third right here to send us to the 7th. No balls, 1 strike, 2 gone. Delivery from the stretch. Still hasn't come yet. There we go. A little bit of delayed. Probably would have been a pitch clock violation in the majors. But here at the high school level, Davis dragging out the AB a little bit longer. 0-2 on Colin Zimbelman, trying to stay alive. Oh, 2. In the dirt. We'll do it again. Twelve-4 ball game. The offering from Davis as Steven Zimbelman goes running as that one bangs off the top of the concession stands. You could hear that one like a drum. 12-4 game. One and two as the at-bat continues. Colin Zimbelman doing whatever he can to stay alive. Davis deals. Pop fly. High in the air to short. Giamalva under it. And he will record the out. We go to the 7th. Last chance for the Pioneers. Giamalva, Davis, and Fryman are due up.
General Athletics. Our student athletes recognize the by officials, coaches, and should be respected. Here on Game Time. The racing star of Baser is Baser on Pioneer's Drive at the opposite. Choose from all major insurance companies for
Larry's sister's
Well, wait for Pioneers number 23. It's Frank Giamova.
Frankie Giamova, shortstop for the Pioneers, coming up to start things here in inning number 7. Last chance to try and get back into this one. Strike one dropped. Talon Elliott is back on the hill. All 4 runs on the day were charged to the starter, Colin Zimbelman. Elliott has been flawless on the mound. 12-4 ball game. Top of the 7th. Watches one go by for ball 1. Count is even. Three and 1. Hitters count. Giamava completely in control here as Elliott just can't seem to find his pitches. Noah Davis waits on deck. He doubled in his last AB. He is the lone Pioneer yet to record an out, as that one is a called strike. Noah Davis is 2 for 2 with a single, double, and walk. He's also come across to score twice. Him and Fryman have been all the offense today for the Pioneers. Swung on and chopped foul. We'll do it again. Elliott looking for that put-away pitch in the full count. 3-2 offering. Here we go. Line drive out to right field. Can of corn for Kiernan. And the Pioneers are down to their final 2 outs after the fly out to right. 1 gone and Noah Davis, who has reached base every at-bat, looking to continue that streak here. He has seen the ball well out of Zimbelman and Elliott's hand here tonight, something that most of his teammates can't agree with. First pitch misses outside. Ball 1. Swing and a miss. 1 and 1. After this ball game, the Pioneers have the weekend off before going to Topeka West to make up the rainout, going to Turner on Tuesday before hosting Turner for senior night on the 14th. Bobcats, on the other hand, have the split series with Lansing at home on Tuesday and on the road on Thursday. Swing and a line drive out to right. That will get down. Davis takes a hard turn at first. He'll stay put there. Runner on first gives the Pioneers some life here late. Noah Davis is now 3 for 3 on the day. Gabe Fryman singled in the second, tripled in the third. He gets his opportunity to bat now with the runner on first. First offering to Fryman. Fouled away. Back towards the camera. Fryman still the one frontier that he hasn't really passed into this year is home run territory. No bombs yet on the year, but that 540 plus batting average has been more than enough to keep him batting in the heart of the order. He's hitting 667 on the day, 2 for 3 so far. Davis takes his lead. Runner stays put. Called for ball 2. Fryman with that open stance. Elliott coming home, and that one misses high. 3-1 on Fryman. Started the day in center, moved out to left once Pierce Gray came into the ballgame. Carter Pro waits on deck. Elliott looking for a strike here. Swung on and popped up high in the air down the third baseline. Under it is Porterfield. Or excuse me, Zimmelman has come into the game for Porterfield. He will make the catch. 2 gone. Carter Pro represents the last gasp of life for the Pioneers. Two gone. Runner on first. Davin Kuntz waits on deck if he gets a shot. Talon Elliott could end this ball game right here. The offering chopped down to third. And the throw is just ahead of the step. Pioneers drop this one 12-4 as the Basehor-Linwood Bobcats are able to salvage the second leg of the series. Leavenworth won it 4-0 at home, but Frankie Giamalva, a rough outing for him, takes the loss here on the road. We will be back for more next week with games against Topeka West and the split series against Turner. But for now, I'm David Kemp here doing play-by-play for you. So long. Hopefully the Pioneers can get back in the win column next time.